Yeah, so I wanted to do this video just to show a little bit more detail of what's actually happening in the real estate market here in the South Surrey White Rock area. And we're into interesting times, right? There's no doubt about it. And I feel like we're going to have uncertainty for the next 4 years at least. But, real estate is real estate. It continues. And the funny thing is that you can try and time the market as best you can, but you just can't, right? And it really works upon what is best for you and for your family. So I just wanted to have a look here at the stats from last month, right? So if we go into the HPI price, which is put together by the board, they use more trending data and use attributes that help houses to sell, and they work with data over the past 15 years, right? It's a much more softer change in the market it shows here. So really, we're looking here that the market has come down quite significantly from the height in July. We're now sitting at the average sale price of 1,856,000, and that has changed. This is the end of January, right? And that we have a negative 1.6% average sale price change from last year this time. Funny thing is if you go into the average sale price here, and this is where you can really see the change in the market, right? And using the average sale price, it is a much more sharper upturn and downturn. And you can see that, say you listed your home in September, and come October, it hasn't sold because you're above the market, right? It's very apparent here that if you priced in September, you're above the market in October. But if you had priced in September here, and we went to October here, the gap is not so significant. And when we price by HPI, we take in how long you've been in the home, and also what you have done for updating the home, and take that into account. It's a much better way to value a home using the HPI price rather than the average sale price and comps in your neighborhood, because the market can change. And we are in a market of uncertainty to a degree, and we will be, I suppose, for the next 4 years, right? So sales have dropped, and you can see that here, like we have had 35 sales in January of detached homes in the peninsula, right? In October, we had 67. Something interesting. Here we are in 2022. Look at where it was, right? We had so many more sales, right? And then it dropped, and it dropped in 2023. I remember the market here in 2022, end of 2022, we had interest rates climbing every time the Bank of Canada met, right? And I had listings, and we had to adjust our pricing. Well, the same thing is happening here, right? We're down to this level again. And any listings that are out there, it's 2 weeks. 2 weeks. If you haven't sold, guess what? You got to check where the market is, because it is adjusting, and it is adjusting quite quickly. The wonderful thing about the real estate market is it can always rebound really quickly. Now, moving forward, what is going to happen? I have no idea, right? We're at a stage where if you're wanting to sell, it's a good time, right? Prices can be going down further. Don't, for heaven's sake, go and buy a home and have a subject to sale, in my opinion. That is you setting yourself up that you're going to be able to have to renegotiate that price if you need to by the time you've sold your home, right? But the other interesting thing is, let's just have a look at what is happening in the market here. These are the homes that have sold since the beginning of September with subject removal. We have 8 of them, right? And if we're looking at here where we have all actives and all withdrawn, and we're going to do from search date here first. We've got 524. So if we do a calculation here of 8 divided by 524, multiply by 100, That is 1.5% of homes that have sold since the beginning of February. So moving forward, what do I think is going to happen? I think we're just going to have a lot more people come on the market into the springtime, and pricing needs to stay within the market. Like if you're pricing your home, don't price it above the market. Like don't think that you can get your prices from last year now, right? And it is something that I find is difficult for sellers to understand. As a realtor that's been in the market for 10 years and has gone through these various cycles, I just know that it's all relative. You sell in a buyer's market and you buy in a buyer's market. It's super. You still get the same amount of money at the end of the day. It's all relative. But if you sell in a seller's market where it's really, really hot, you have a problem where you have to buy again in that seller's market, and the prices are rising all the time, right? So it's much better to be in a buyer's market or a balanced market to sell. And there's opportunity all the time, right? And I just feel that people are uninformed of what's happening in the market, and I'm pretty frank about what's happening in the market. And I'll always tell my clients what I think is happening, and I look at the data, right? So, yeah, you have any questions about what's going on, you can always just get my Informed Sellers Guide, which is down below in the link, and sign up that way, and I'll be able to send it to you. And of course, if you are thinking about doing anything further and want to meet with me, you can always also sign up at the link also down below there. And there's a Candly link there that you can sign up to chat to me. And I'd love to take you out for coffee and to talk about the market. It's not a problem. So anyway, moving forward, what I always find is that the market is changing. And we will see in the next week of where we may be in terms of number of sales in the area. And the one thing that I've noticed is that the 4 listings that I currently have on the market, I have received offers on each of them, and each of them have been low. And we've had to negotiate, and in some instances it hasn't worked, right? The seller said, no, I'm not doing that. And the buyer, or else the buyer says, oh, I'm not going up to that price. And then the deal falls apart, right? So the buyers at the moment are pickier. They definitely are pickier. And it is challenging to get a mortgage, right? So thankfully, the interest rates are low. It would be much worse if the interest rates were back at 6% or somewhere around there. We're at 3%, and there's rumors that the Bank of Canada are going to be doing another bank rate cut because to kind of keep the economy going and things going, and that's great, right? I feel that 2.5% to 3% interest rate is a really, really healthy interest rate to have here for real estate. And keep in mind that the variable rate and the fixed term interest rate are different. So the variable rate works with the Bank of Canada, and the fixed term interest rate works on the bond yields. Right. So for a long time last year, the Bank of Canada's interest rates were higher, meaning that the variable rate was higher than the fixed term rate. And so we're hopefully going to have a situation where the variable rate is going to come down and the fixed term rates are going to go up, right? So, yeah, it's interesting times. And I always find that people need to buy and sell. And if you need to buy and sell for whatever reason, and it's going to make your life better by buying and selling, go ahead and do it. Don't worry about what's happening in the market, because it is going to be something that you can, if you've got to get back into the market at some stage, and you might as well just do it in the same market. So yeah, it's interesting times. And yeah, subscribe to my channel and sign up to see some other of my videos. I've done a lot of market videos at various listings I've had, and I also do some shorts. So I look forward to updating you and what's happening in the market here in South Surrey, White Rock. All the best. Bye-bye.